What's going on, everyone? Coop here, one of the Coops Concessions, with my lovely podcast co-host, Gina. How are you?
I'm doing good.
It's been a while. It's been a whole year.
Yeah,
Almost since.
feels like it,
right? Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2019, but we're going to go back a year and talk about the best movies and worst movies of 2018. Did you see any really terrible movies this year?
Bird Box.
Oh, okay.
Starting off spicy.
Yeah, I see that. Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
No, it's an unpopular opinion. I know we're gonna get there. It's an unpopular opinion, but I stand by it and I can defend it. So you guys can all be wrong, and you'll agree with me somewhere down the line as usual.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay.
All right. So number 10, we have Aquaman. I was actually surprised that this movie was good, knowing that DC Comics has bad movies, except for Wonder Woman. That was pretty good, but this was actually better than Wonder Woman, I would say. I wasn't trying to compare it too much to like everything else because it just seems unfair that DC movies has that reputation of like, oh, we got to compare it to this Marvel movie or that. So I try to, give it its own separate rating, and it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Does your affinity for Batman have anything to do with the empathy that you're willing to give DC? Why you're not comparing them to Marvel movies?
That's a good question.
Right, because it doesn't really make sense.
Not really. I have my own personal standalone Batman movies that I love, which is the Christopher Nolan ones. The Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins. I said that all backwards, but whatever. But yeah, those are the ones that I just keep to myself, and I was like, these are my Batman movies. I don't care what else they do outside of this realm, except for Lego Batman, because that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so next we have Upgrade. Upgrade actually surprised me. It was it's like what Venom was supposed to be, as far as like having something inside of you controlling your body and everything.
I can see that.
Yeah,
and the story had more continuity.
Yeah, and it had a pretty good twist to it too.
Venom wasn't bad, but
it definitely wasn't what it's supposed to be. I think it should have been. It would have been better if it was rated R and not like some weird romantic comedy. Yeah. They even like made a trailer for a romantic comedy version of Venom. It was like That's how you know that this movie was not what it was supposed to be. So yeah, I was not cool with that. Number 8, we have Ready Player One. This was a really good movie. It was like one big game of I Spy, just picking out things that you see in pop culture, and the whole movie was just one big video game, and I enjoyed it. Like, if I can count this as a video game movie, then I would say that this is the best video game movie that's out there.
Yeah, I like Ready Player One, and I haven't read the book or anything like that, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was good. Number 7 is mid-90s. This movie was personal to me because I realize how old I am, that they're making period pieces about 90s movies, and there's a lot of things that I could relate to. Yeah. It felt really weird.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, just like the classic hip-hop they were playing. People just, kids just standing in the street, skateboarding. And like, this was like a movie that I was like, oh shit, like this was my life at one point.
Wait until, and not far from now, they bring back their early art fashion from when we were in high school and start calling it retro.
Yeah, the crisscross shit.
Yeah, it's going to be the same feeling.
Next up, we have Batman Ninja. This movie surprised me because I didn't think that you can make an anime and have Batman go like back in time in an anime form in Japan. It didn't sound like it would work, but then I saw the trailer. It looked really good, and the movie was really, really well done. Like, the animation is, if you would imagine how the best of Batman you can get, and then the best of anime that you can get and put it together, like, that's what you got. It was a really good movie.
I just found out Batman had an anime.
Yeah.
That's
there you
cool.
Go. It gets like really like super, I guess, anime-ish at the end, like where like they're making like some type of megabots that come together and everything. It gets really like heavy in the anime towards the end of the movie, but I enjoyed it. Number 5, Bird Box. I enjoyed this movie because it was different from things that you normally see, although it is being compared to things like The Happening and A Quiet Place, and it was something else. I don't remember, but
Bird Box came out first, though.
Bird Box was a book. It was a book that was out before all these other movies that it came out.
That makes it even worse. That makes what I think even worse.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was different. I do believe that there is a little bit too much hype around it now. But I did enjoy the movie, and I thought it was really good. I mean, good enough to be on my best movies of 2018. But as of now, like anywhere you go on social media, like these Bird Box stuff is getting out of control. It's crazy.
So it was entertaining to watch, but it wasn't a good movie. And I think that there are a lot of people conflating it. At least that's what I thought at first. But then I saw people giving their takes into what they think the movie meant metaphorically or symbolically. And then I was like, no, you guys actually think this was good. So it started off nowhere and it went nowhere. It did not create conflict resolution. It didn't really explain what the conflict was. They made an attempt at some sort of social commentary with her being able to like connect and empathize with the kids, but they didn't really resolve it. That was cheap. The writing was bad. The dialogue was really weird and awkward in different places. The acting was good.
Okay, yeah.
There was no answers into what the creatures were or why they worked. There's big holes, gaping holes in the idea that people that were quote unquote insane could see that whatever they were and not go crazy. Or kids
I think they said that it
suicidal.
was like people who had like mental issues weren't affected by it.
Right,
or something
but see,
like
if
that.
you know anything about mental illness, that is bizarre because not all mental illnesses are neurological, and then the ones that are operate differently. So what are the creatures doing? See how that doesn't make sense to people that think things?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a good movie, but it was entertaining.
Well, there you go. That is your official review from Gina.
Absolutely.
I heard it came out like in Netflix and in the theaters too.
That was another thing. Netflix originals are following that M. Night Shyamalan movie formula of selling you on a trailer and a premise, and then you watch it and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? Because have you seen the movie Cam that was on there?
No.
Okay, don't.
I saw it. It was great.
It was entertaining, but it was like, what the hell did I watch? But that didn't make me mad. I was okay with watching that, and I was okay with watching that movie Into the Woods. The one that got me was, what's the one with the 4 guys that go into the woods and then they get picked off one by one? That's what the description says.
I have no idea.
Oh my God, I can't believe that I'm doing this right now and I can't remember the name. But you'll know it when you watch it because it's in the horror genre. It came out recently, and in the last like 5 or 10 minutes of the movie, it actually makes you mad. It's like The Village level angry.
We hate The Village, don't we, Stu?
Oh, with all of our hearts.
Yes, we hate The
Okay,
Village.
so when we're done with this, then I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna figure out the name of that movie so you can watch it and you can be upset too.
Okay.
About a witch.
It's What About a Witch?
Does it have a witch in it? The movie you're talking about?
No, not at all. And I wish I could spoil it and tell you what it's about because it's so fucking bad.
I know what you're talking about, though. They went on a mountain trip.
They were on a mountain trip. Yeah.
One of the homeboys died in it. Oh, that way. Too much. Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
You good.
All right.
That was great. Number 4, I have Mission Impossible Fallout. I have this actually labeled as the best action movie this year, and probably the best action movie I've seen in a long time. And you know, there are those people. I'm not really big on it, like the comparison between 007 and Mission Impossible, but I can say that I like more Mission Impossible movies than I do 007 movies, or like James Bond movies are hit and miss for me, but every single Mission Impossible movie has been very entertaining, and it's like the more that he does it, the less CGI they use. Like the older he gets, it doesn't make any sense. Like he's jumping out of helicopters and like breaking his leg to do these movies.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
At 50 something?
Yeah.
He's wild.
He jumped out of a helicopter. Well, no, he jumped out of the plane like 10 times just to get the perfect shot in this last movie he did.
Wow.
Scientology.
I still haven't seen any of the. Don't tell people that. Sign up. I still haven't seen any of the Mission Impossibles, and I know that was something I was supposed to do last year.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's cool. We'll get to it. Next up, we have Black Panther for number 3.
Yes.
I don't even have to really say what this movie did this year. Like, if you didn't hear Black Panther, then I don't know where you were, because it was all over the world. It was really impactful. It showed representation in a way that we hadn't seen I think ever in a superhero movie, or in a long time, in the sense of a all black cast movie. But I really enjoyed this movie. It was really great, and you can say that this isn't even like a superhero movie. You can take it out of the Marvel category and just like say that this was just a movie, not necessarily a superhero movie.
You're saying that it's good outside of the limited bracket of superhero movies. You're
Right.
saying that it can hold its own against other movies.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, I love Black Panther. I think I saw it like 4 times in theater, something like that.
Yeah. I think I saw it like twice. But this next one I saw like 100 times, and it's Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War, it's being talked about as if the movie still came out like recently. All these people have theories of what's going to happen and like who's really dead and things like that. And the fact that it got on Netflix and people are like, oh, it's on Netflix, so they just watched it more.
Yes.
Like it's doing what it's supposed to do. This was a really, really good movie, and I think this movie was necessary to have a bad ending, for the fact that, I guess, for the kids or people to learn that, just because it's just because it was a bad ending doesn't mean that these superheroes can come back from whatever. Because it seems like every movie that they've had is like good ending, like that they're going to win. But, people weren't expecting this. And now that there's a build-up for it that's happening this year now.
I think for a lot of people that didn't read comic books, like me,
Mm-hmm.
that the idea of the heroes being able to die was like, huh?
Yeah.
And of course, I'm on social media, so I knew what to expect before I saw the movie and all of that. Again, I'm nerd adjacent, so I knew what to expect. But yeah, I think that was different and refreshing, and it was the culmination of all these years and all these movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that Game of Thrones effect where people are going to keep talking and keep it alive so that they can relive the experience until they can get another hit.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about just how good that movie was.
Yeah, this movie was pretty incredible.
I don't mind it being number 2 on your list because I see what number 1 is.
Yeah, because number 1 was like personal for me.
I haven't seen it, but I feel bad because everybody is talking about it.
Yeah, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I took my son to see it just to see another Spider-Man movie. I didn't expect to have the experience that I had. This movie actually makes you feel like Spider-Man, and that sounds weird to say, but if you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Don't tell Brandon.
Oh no. But yeah, it's crazy because this movie resonated with me because it was like I knew about Miles Morales, but I didn't know like his whole origin story and everything. I didn't know, and then it made me feel like, why don't I know this? As a kid growing up in Brooklyn and going to different schools, I related to with having the father that was a police officer, kind of being hard on his son, but making him do the right stuff, and just the different aspect of representation that Black Panther has brought. It was still there. It was more relatable and to some of these people, to some of these younger kids today. And like, even when we were leaving the theater, my son was like, "Hey, Dad, can I be Miles Morales?" And I was like, "Oh, come on now. Why would you do that?" Make me cry and everything.
Go cry on the way to the car.
You go to cry in the car, yeah.
Beautiful moments.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't even have a favorite superhero, but he really loved that movie. But that's it. Those are those are my best movies of 2018. Right now, we're gonna move into my worst movies of 2018. And you know what? Let me be honest with you guys. I really could have made like a 20 list because there were some trash ass movies this year, like really bad movies.
I'm looking at this list. And I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna feel a way about it because her dude is in like some
I'm disappointed in you.
So we'll get into it when we reach it. But number 10, I'm giving Happy Time Murders worst movie as number 10. This movie, okay, I understand that Jim Henson's son was the one who made this movie, but I feel like you kind of just really jumped the gun there, like. Muppet movies, like he has the rights to Muppets. Like, and now he didn't use like any of the original characters because I guess that would be messed up for kids to see, or even though it wasn't for kids, but
It'd be confusing at the very least.
Yeah,
for
you
the
know,
parents bringing their kids to see Kermit actually.
right. They've done it enough to see Sausage Party because for some reason they don't read the ratings, but
Yeah.
But like for him to have the rights to the Muppets and to actually call them Muppets and everything, like you went from like a G movie to like almost a rated X movie. Like there was no middle ground to that jump.
Do you remember that iconic Britney Spears performance where she tore off her costume and was wearing like that nude colored?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what this movie reminded me of. Where she had her not a girl, not yet a moment, not yet a woman moment, and she had to double down on her sexuality to prove she was grown. And Miley Cyrus did the same thing when she didn't want to be
the Wrecking Ball.
Hannah Montana. She lost her mind, was twerking this. I feel like that's what this movie was for her.
Yeah, this movie was. It was just too much, really. Like I understand like the raunchy comedy in it and everything, but it was just like. It was way too much.
He had to prove that he was,
not his dad.
He's his own man, and he has hair on his balls.
It's a terrible thing to think.
But you gotta really appreciate the fact that this man's cross to carry is that he needs to prove that his Muppets are his way.
Yeah,
That's it's dumb.
It's funny now because there was a Muppet TV show that came on ABC. I'm a huge fan of the original Muppets. So they had their own show that came on at night. Like, it was a primetime television show.
I feel like I remember that.
And it wasn't really for kids, but it wasn't bad for them to see. It was. I
do remember that.
Yeah, it was I enjoyed it. It got canceled. It's coming back on Disney Plus. But, yeah, I enjoyed that. I didn't need, Muppets.
This was too raunchy for your conservative
palate.
palate.
Right. Yeah, like, and it's things like this is like, I don't want to say, I sound old thinking about this, honestly, because it's like, cartoons should be for kids and shit. But, like, I don't know, like, stuff like that, like, puppets are meant for children. Like, that's what I think. So you're saying
that it's okay for superheroes to die, but puppets can't make love?
Absolutely.
That's the most American thing I've ever heard.
Oh gosh, maybe it's the father in me. I don't know, but
but superheroes can die to teach kids that there's no happy ending.
No, they can die to let them know
that it doesn't always end happy. Sometimes it's working out for you,
but you know that there's a part two.
Sometimes you die,
and they're coming back. Some of them maybe.
So what did you teach kids really? Your values are all over the place.
They really are. We'll work on that. Number 9, I had to switch it. I messed it up. But Jurassic World 2 is number 9 because it's like, why do we care about dinosaurs dying on a volcano island? Like
the same reason why people needed Fast and Furious to go for 16 seasons. To 16 sequels.
Like it didn't make sense. Like, and it was like PETA got involved to save the dinosaurs.
PETA getting involved is wild.
That is crazy. They were already extinct. And we brought them back, and they killed everyone, and now we want to save them?
Anytime you need to include PETA to move your plot forward, you need to stop. Let that movie go.
Oh, gosh. And then it wasn't even like a real squad that they sent over to, like, to the island to get certain dinosaurs, just to sell them at the black market at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert.
Hold on, they sent them from PETA? I didn't see this movie.
Yeah, so like there was an organization who cared about the dinosaurs.
Okay.
But then like there was a guy who was like, yeah, we got the funds to actually send you guys to do it. But the guy that was sending the funds just wanted them to get the dinosaurs, make sure that they were healthy, because we had people drawing blood from dinosaurs as if she knew how to do that, as if she's done it before.
How does anybody?
I need a sample from this T-Rex. Like what? Why?
That's like when I was.
We need to puncture the lungs. Like you don't operate on dinosaurs.
I mean, nobody has, which I think is really the barrier that you would have in doing so.
It gets worse because there was like this whole thing where there was this little girl, and we all thought it was the guy's granddaughter, but apparently she was a clone. They used the same clone stuff they used for the dinosaurs to make her.
I don't like this.
Exactly. And then at the end of the movie, she decided to release the dinosaurs into the world because they had a chance to live just like I did. So now we got fucking dinosaurs in the suburban areas just running around, and we're supposed to be okay with that?
At least there was more thought put into the plot development than Bird Box.
Because PETA got involved.
Yeah, right there, they did it.
All right, well, PETA needs to say something about the birds in Bird Box. And I'm tired of these hood Bird Box videos where they got all these Bird Boxes and Nike boxes and Jordan boxes. Like, it's so terrible.
Just the idea, just the whole fucking movie, man, was why did they call it Bird Box? Like, there's a lot of things that you could, whatever, I'm not
Bird
doing
eye.
this. Come on.
The birds were supposed to symbolize the spirituality between.
Okay, nope.
No.
We're not doing that. We're not doing
Not
that.
a good movie.
That's the book. The birds
but-
was supposed to be like the same, like it was like her peace and something about God. That's what it said in the book.
I said this before. I should have known it was a fucking allegory because I said this before on this podcast. Allegories are trash when you make the movie. Don't say because it's number what? 5 on your best movies
But
list?
I don't. But some allegory movies are good.
What about the allegory that you like in the movie?
I didn't even look at it as an allegory
Exactly.
movie. I just enjoyed the entertainment that I got from people going crazy and killing themselves.
I don't want to hear yet from you. But The Happening, Happening wasn't good. The best part of Bird Box was when that lady was like, you know what? And got in the car while it was on fire. And then her husband was like,
that's terrible.
But then her husband saw it and was like, oh, all right. And just went in the house.
No, the best part of that movie actually is the dude is like, oh, I got the keys to the grocery store. And he was like, you coming with us? He was like, no, I'm not. Y'all know how to shop. Like, you don't need me. Yeah.
No, I like before they explain anything about the people going crazy.
Look what this movie's doing to us. We're on the worst list. Still talking about.
We can jump back right after this.
This is
But when they were on that boat and the guy was like, "Kids, open your eyes." I got to it and I was like, "We trying to kill the damn kids?"
Yeah, this movie has made it to the best and worst list.
It's been on the worst list, just so we're clear.
Next up, I have Nobody's Fool. This movie, who's getting catfished in 2018, 19? It's about a woman who doesn't know what this dude looks like that she's been talking to for months. There's so much technology in the world that you don't need to be getting catfished in this day and age.
Yeah, well, I didn't see this movie, but I did Google image it real quick, and I saw there was a lot of bad wigs on people that could afford a lot better, which let me know the budget was not that great.
Oh boy, I'm just gonna leave that one alone. Next up is The Nun. I'm tired of these movies, of these scary movies that are always going back to Insidious in some way, shape, or form. Like, it's just, why? They don't all need to connect. The wow factor is over for me. Like, I don't care.
I get what they may have been trying to do in the beginning because they're walking that like spiritual line and trying to make it scary, the supernatural, paranormal. Mm-hmm. But to jump all the way to nuns, it seems like a wild reach.
And it's crazy because like the character, the nun, is like, you see it all over social media as if this is a good movie, but it has bad ratings everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they have it in the room with like Chucky and stuff like that where you see these memes and it's like, it doesn't
connect.
Yeah, not at all. Next up is Death Wish. This was from the remake where the father ended up losing his his father ended up losing his wife to a home invasion, and this guy went out and bought a gun and started killing people and learned how to use a gun. I don't know who did the original, but this new one was with Bruce Willis, and for some reason they were trying to convince me that Bruce Willis is a doctor who's never learned how to use a gun before. And I think Bruce Willis has done way too many movies with guns for him to not look like he knows what he's doing. Like, it didn't work at all.
I want to see this movie to see if I get that.
If anything, I'm not buying Bruce Willis as a doctor who's never he was bald Bruce Willis with the gray beard. He looked like he just killed someone.
If it was someone in a different actor, do you think the same role would have worked?
Yeah, like, because nothing changed about him. There was, like, no makeup or anything, or, like, of time has passed of what he, before. Like, it didn't... And it was just a dumb action movie. I didn't like the plot.
It sounds like a better premise than John Wick, so I'm a little surprised that it didn't work.
John Wick is one of the greatest movies I've seen as far as action is concerned.
Yeah, but the premise was, like, they killed his dog.
Oh, yeah. I guess.
Like,
I guess as far as that's concerned,
All it takes.
it's all it takes.
to set him off. Bruce Willis was protecting his
there
family.
were dog people in that movie theater. Like, it's gonna go down if it happens.
They brought Peter into the plot, and it worked.
Yeah, there you go. Next up is The Strangers Pray at Night.
What the fuck is that?
Okay, The Strangers came out a long time ago, and I remember it because it was a bad date for me. So, yeah, it was The Strangers. It was like people just came in the house and just started killing people.
Yeah, I seen that movie.
And it was okay. I think it was the first one was okay. I'm pretty sure if I watch it now, my opinion will change. But it was okay. But like, I hate scary movies where it's like, dude, just get out the house or just leave. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And this sequel's like long overdue, and it just didn't leave a good taste for me. And like I said, I saw the first one and I had a really bad date with it. So maybe I don't like this movie because of that, because it reminded me of that really bad date. And I left clothes in the movie theater. I'm really upset about this movie right now.
Why did you leave clothes in the movie
I went
theater?
shopping. Me and this girl were going shopping.
That's a good date. Did you pay for her stuff?
Yeah, I was balling at this point
Yes,
in my life. Yeah,
that's a good date.
But then, like, she was, like, not into the movie. She was not into the food that I bought. And I went shopping. And then I left my clothes in the movie theater. And we left. The movie was so bad. And I was kind of, like, pissed off at her. And we just left.
That's
and
trash.
I forgot. And I left my clothes there.
She's trash.
She is trash. I will
'Cause
not
I mean,
say her
if
name.
the-
Because, Stu, you know who she is. We'll talk about it off air.
At
But
the very least, she could have, like,
actually, you'll probably be surprised who it is, Stu. That's funny.
been grateful for the food. Like, damn, if you don't like a movie, that's not anything personal to the date, but you could at least act like you like the food.
Yeah, like she was like, this was some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really going all out.
I would have gone on a shopping date.
Number 5 is personal. Number 4 is Uncle Drew. I like the whole aspect of Uncle Drew and like Kyrie Irving playing an old man, and he's really good at basketball. Like, those commercials are good and funny. But like, you had a movie about basketball where there was barely any basketball. I didn't see Uncle Drew made like 10 shots in this game. I saw the movie because I thought it would be like corny funny, but I saw it to see a basketball movie because I can't remember the last time I saw a good basketball movie. So I was thinking like, hopefully it'll give me that, but it didn't. So it's really bad.
I didn't see it because it didn't look like something I wanted to see.
Yeah, if one of the actors in the movie, the best actors you could probably name in the movie is like Shaquille O'Neal, then it's a problem.
I can wait for that movie to be on local cable.
Yeah.
Local cable.
Local cable. Like on Channel 5 on the Sunday when it's like,
15 years ago.
Yeah. Number 3 is Proud Mary. I like Taraji P. Henson, but she doesn't need to be playing an assassin. It's just...
Yeah, that was another one I said I wasn't going to see.
Yeah, it wasn't believable. Like, I love you as Cookie Lion, and I like you as I can't even think of the movie. Anyway, I like Taraji P. Henson.
That's my godmother. I don't appreciate how y'all talk about it.
Yeah, he is actually a pretty interesting story about his mother and Taraji P. It's funny. But
She could be an assassin if she wants.
but yeah, this movie just wasn't believable for her to be playing an assassin. But I like Taraji P. Henson, and she's been doing a lot of good movies, but this just wasn't one of them for me. Number 2 is Skyscraper.
No.
What the hell was going on in this movie?
It's a classic.
It's a classic. Where you got The Rock like climbing the side of the building with duct tape.
That's where you should have stopped. You got The Rock. It's a classic.
You know, it's funny because like Rampage came out before this. Rampage almost made this list.
Rampage was a classic as well.
Rampage came out before then, and I was like, what's more believable than The Rock fighting monsters? Oh, him climbing a building with duct tape on his hands. Like, it's
They make these movies for him.
They do.
To play up the I guess, fascination around him.
I didn't even understand the movie, to be honest with you. Like,
it didn't matter. All you had to see, just like in Jumanji, where he like, even though that was obviously taking place in the video game, but you know, he's like grabbing the helicopter, and create these scenes to play up his big strong man.
Yeah, it was like some security tech guy, and like at the end there were like mirrors of some reason. I really didn't understand the movie, and like I guess the moral of the story is, hey, if you want to fix technology, sometimes you just gotta turn it off and turn it back on.
That's a good point. That's what they tell you whenever you call for help for IT. It's basically helping.
Just bird box the shit out of this.
No. It makes sense, and it's straightforward. You know what you're getting into when you watch it. It's called Skyscraper, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So you signed up for it, and then you didn't want it, and that's their fault. No.
You are defending the hell out of The Rock right now.
He should be defended. Like people make these movies.
People can make bad movies.
People make these movies for him because they know they're gonna sell. Because they know what we want to see. You see how she's dancing right there? That's how I feel whenever I go see a movie with The Rock. You could tell me The Rock is just in a 40-minute commercial sitting in the chair staring blankly, and I'll go and watch it.
Okay. All right.
Maybe a little sweat might float down a little deltoid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go and watch it. So, I'm not going to sit here and critique a Rock movie knowing that I saw it specifically because he was in it.
That's why I think most women saw Aquaman than men did, too.
Oh, boy. And, like, I joke about this a lot, but when he walked onto the camera, I was like,
yo, let me explain. I've never heard women so much talk about, I'm about to see that Aquaman movie. What? That's a sentence in 2018?
I want to go see it again.
That's a sentence? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Boy.
That movie.
I felt like a full auntie in there, the way I was reacting to that man.
That's crazy.
I always said I would never be one of them ones, but good God, that is a man.
So the number one worst movie of 2018 for me is Night School. And I hate this because Kevin Hart can have me crying laughing with his stand-up, but some of his movies are just so terrible.
I think that he gets typecast like a lot of comedians do, but I think the people that are writing movies and it like with him in mind don't know how to make him funny.
But that's the thing. Like he talks about he goes into like, hey, this is my own production now. This is my own thing. I pick my own people. Shit. This is my own shit. Like, and when he goes and does interviews, like it sounds deep. Like it makes me want to see the movie. And then I look at it and I'm like, yo, this was kind of trash.
Damn, I was trying to really throw him a bone. But he did it to him, so he Adam Sandler'd himself.
Damn. Yeah, Adam Sandler. God, that's a hard one for me to say because I love Adam Sandler.
He had a few misses, but it seems like now I like what he's doing now for the most part.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. That is the best and worst movies of 2018. We'll be back to go over TV shows of 2018. So stay tuned.